Uh, I should not really be streaming. I'm so fucking tired. Why did I decide to stream today? How are you guys doing? I probably won't stream for too long anyways. I don't think I'll stream for like over 2 hours or something, because I think I gotta go to sleep sooner, and I have promised to eat lunch with my friends tomorrow, so couldn't be late for that. Weekly stream started? Maybe. I am trying to do at least one stream a week, but I'll see about it. I watched your PvT playthrough today, thanks to put it on YouTube. Hell yeah. PvT was really fun. I played a little bit more off stream, but I don't think I'll continue anymore. Alright, let me get back here. Alright. Oh, my sunflower is still there. I totally forgot about that. Let me see if I can change the sunflower for something else. Let's see. Keep it? I could try keep it. Let's see if there's anything more like fitting. Let it stay. What can I change it with even? Oh well, whatever. I'll just keep her. I'll keep her there. All right. I guess sunflower is staying. So, how are you guys? Mola is finally back. Well, Mola has been back for a little bit, but Mola is back, and now guaranteed a sub. I can't wait to think about what we're gonna get on this exciting gacha roll, guys. What do you think? What do you think we're going to get in this guaranteed? Would it be Living Legend? I wonder what Uber are we gonna get here. I think someone's gonna have to like track my rolls just to make sure what Ubers am I gonna get. Will we get Citizen Mola? That is like the big question, right? Like, that's like more rare than getting Mola King. Maybe Mola unironically rare than Living Legend, yeah. And it's really funny. Alright, I'm just gonna roll now, whatever. Let's go. Yeah, oh, you know, before I do want to say actually, so like a week ago or so, we had Gals of Summer, right? Gals of Summer was like ending like a week ago. And I totally forgot about that. And I was like, oh shit, I'm not really feeling like streaming, but I have to roll on Gals of Summer. So you might notice my cat food is like down by like 3,000 or so, because I rolled twice there. I rolled twice. On my first roll, if I'm mistaken, I think like previously I had like Bikini Luga from like last year. Like I had Bikini Luga from last year. And on my first roll, I got yet another Bikini Luga. So that's cool. On my second roll, I had a lot I got Wave Rider Ku, I got Seashore Kai, and I got Tropicalissa. No wait, Tropicalissa... No, I got Tropicalissa dupe, I think, and then I got Night Beach Lilin. So, I have quite a lot of shit going on. I got like a lot in that 10 roll. Also, I got Wave Rider Ku twice. So, that's cool. Wave Rider Ku is like in one of my first rolls and on my guaranteed roll. I don't think I got a Tropicalissa dupe actually. I think maybe Wave Rider was my only dupe. Actually, I think Wave Rider was my only dupe, yeah. But yeah, so that's cool. That's all in like 110 roll. Wave Rider, Seashore, and Lilin. I think Tropicalissa is already from last year. So that's cool. 4 Ubers in one go, and one of them is dupe. That's cool. And then I don't think I get like... I didn't get like Summer Naneko or something like that, so... I didn't get like any of the special super rares. I didn't get, what's his name? The... yeah, just Summer Naneko. Is Lifeguard? Lifeguard is on Summer too, right? I think, yeah. Lifeguard was on Summer, I didn't get Lifeguard. Yeah, Dango, that's what it is. Gelato Bros, right. Yeah, I didn't get Lifeguard. I already got like 4 Ubers. I don't really have the right to complain about anything else, so... Super Feline Progress, it's not really been changing. I think it's still at plus 60? Yeah, plus 50, sorry. So when is the talent orb discussion? Probably soon. Like, we're literally just going to only roll Mola, and then I'll think about... I don't really even like fully know what to talk about when it comes to talent orb discussion, aside from like what I already wrote down. I'm considering bringing out like the Excel sheet, but I also don't really like going too in-depth about like specific numbers and going like, yeah, you gotta like, this is how you extreme optimize everything, and then it's you got, like, people aren't going to remember that. You're gonna beat me with getting Super Feline shoe form. How much do you have? So, I mean, I still have problems with like user rank. I have 15 Super Feline here, like still not quite a lot. Alright, let's just roll here. This is guaranteed already, right? Yeah, okay. just gonna make sure. Alright. Wait, hey! Citizen Mola first roll, let's fucking go. Alright, so I guess we got everything then. Let's fucking go, baby Mola. Hell yeah. That's a good ass luck. Still, Smart, Name, Omyoji, Gardener, Fortune. Wow! Holy shit! Oh my god! That's insane, guys. I can't believe it. We got Mola King from this roll? That's the one that I've been wanting from this gacha banner. Holy shit, that's insane. Oh my god, this is craziest day of my life, dude. That's insane. Let's go. Okay. That's cool. We still got 3,000 cat food. I don't think I'm gonna roll Dragon Emperors. I'm just gonna save those up. There was something else I want to talk about, but then I suddenly forgot. Hold on. Never mind. I already forgot. Plus 57, you might actually beat me. I still need to level up my user rank though. My user rank is still relatively low. I still need 300 more user rank, and that's... sorry, not 300. 3,000 more user rank, and that's a lot. Well, I guess like 2,000, but still, that's a lot. Let's upgrade my Mola. Wait, which Mola? Oh, there. Baby Mola. You know what to do? Roll for +2 Mola King and get 3 Dark Eyes. You're so right for that. Evolve. Let's go. 2.2k user rank isn't that much. 2.2k user rank isn't that much if you're like in early game and you don't have that much units. If you have like a shitload amount of Ubers already and you're like, holy shit, I don't have anything to upgrade, it's like, oh, fuck. You're not... You need new units is the thing. But if you already have like most of the like most common units and a bunch of Ubers, it's really hard to get new units, so Will you actually allow yourself to use him with talents, or is he too strong with 80% dodge? I don't think I'll even talent him at the first place, if I'll be honest with you. Like, it would be funny, but that's about it. And honestly, I don't think that Mola's like strong from the dodge, more so that Mola is strong from the mini search. I mean, the dodge is nice, but I think it's not something that you should really rely on at the first place, and it's not something that you can really implement in much strategies, if that makes sense. Like, the mini surge is what you would actually bring him for, and the dodge is kind of just like the bonus, if that makes sense. And like, I don't think Mola's dodge is like OP or anything. Like, it's funny. I don't think it's like going to carry you in that much stages. I think it's better to just bring a lot of other options than trying to hope that he's going to proc the 80%. It's very funny. It's absolutely funny. I don't think it's OP. I think the mini surge is pretty strong, but that's about it. But yeah. It could be funny. It could be funny for content, but I'm a cheapskate, so Mola talents are hella expensive. They're kind of dependent on each other. I don't think they're dependent on each other. You can definitely get mini search without getting the dodge, and I think he would absolutely work. If you get dodge without getting the mini search, you just turn him into a funny content machine tanker. If you get just a mini search without the dodge, you'll use him as like a normal attacker. And the dodge is kind of just an extra. Stream over, I guess? Yeah, this is the end of stream. Bye bye, guys. Thank you. Actually, I was actually thinking a little bit. Okay, so before I go with tangent that I want to talk about, we got a new emote if you're subscribed. If you see my Twitter, I uploaded that. Take donk. So the rock emote that we previously had, that was previously animated, but now it's static. I changed that one to static because we only have 5 slots of animated emotes. So I added the new ding dong one as an animated emote. And the rock one becomes a static emote. The shock emote becomes a bit emote, I think, because not a lot of people use the shock one, I think. But my point is, I was looking at emote slots earlier, and how I have like 9 slots for static emotes and like 5 slots for animated emote. And I looked up like, how do you get more slots or something like that? But so what I'm currently a Twitch affiliate, is what they say. Is basically you can monetize and stuff. Essentially, this is like, unfortunately, the maximum amount that you can get as an affiliate. If you want to get more, you have to apply as partner, and to apply as partner, there are like specific set of like rules, I guess you can say, that like you have to adhere. Well, not rules, I guess, requirements, sorry. I guess it's a better word. There are certain requirements to get Twitch partner. And, you know, one of the Twitch partner requirement is like, for example, get... probably like one of the hardest one for some people to get is get an average of 75 viewers on your streams. And frankly, if I stream Battle Cats all the time, it's always above 70. Like, the average is always going to be above 75. So I got that one under control. But the other two is, one is like stream above like a certain hour, which, okay, it's not too high or whatever. The other is that you have to stream 12th day in a month. And I'm like, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not streaming 12th day in a month. I stream like once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks, sometimes once a month. I'm not going to stream 12th day in the month. Fuck you. So I don't think I'll ever get an extra slot, unfortunately. And then I was thinking about it again, and it's like, what if I just like open up stream and then like play Facing Danger, and then hi, okay, thank you for coming to the stream. That's for today's daily Facing Danger. Goodbye, and then I end stream. Someone was talking about like, yeah, this is already ending stream. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna go in, play Facing Danger, and then end stream, or go in, roll like one rare ticket, and then end stream. I will watch it every time. It would make a kind of a funny content, but I think I don't have enough. What do you call it? Like I'm not ready to sacrifice enough dignity for that. I'm not ready to sacrifice enough dignity for that. It would be funny, but also at the same time, I think Twitch will still have to like manually review if I'm like worthy for partner or not. And if Twitch saw my channel has been like streaming 12 days a month and like majority of them is like a 5-minute stream of me playing Facing Danger, they're probably not going to accept me for partner. I think they would give you a partner if the stream was like 3 minutes long. Yeah, I don't think they would do that, so it's probably not going to happen. So that's cool. That's something to think about. I don't think there's anything else that I wanna do here. Is there anything else that I want to do here? I already did all of the citadels off stream, so I can't really do it for content anymore. Damn, I don't really have anything else to do. I guess there's like Proving Ground, that's about it. Lucky Ticket Gambling, do Proving Grounds, that is true. We could do Proving Grounds. In the meanwhile, I was thinking, you know, I do want to start like the talent orb discussion. But I was also thinking about like what visual should I have in the background while I talk about talent orb, because I don't want it to be just like a static image of the Battle Cats menu or like an Excel sheet, which I could use. I could bring up like the Excel sheet, but I don't really want to go too in-depth on like the mathematics part. I could open like Firefox to open like the talent orb discussion, talent orb page on like wiki and stuff like that. But aside from that, I feel like there should be some kind of gameplay going on. But if I do like UL while I talk about talent orb, I'm not gonna be able to explain anything. Like, I'm going to have to be focused if I want to do UL, right? Like, it has to be something that is like brainless if I want to actually have something in the background that is playing, right? Dude, what's Subway Surfers gameplay? What is like the most... Wait, no, I got it. I have an idea. I have an amazing idea. So what if we go here? And then we go to Big Bang. And then we make like... We make the unwinnable team. The Beyond Metal Farming, exactly. What's the lineup again? I really don't remember. How do I do this? Hold on, I need to think about how to do this. I already kind of forgot. So I need to kill God fast, but I need to not break the shield. So I definitely can out. Pizza out, you out, you out. We need something that can't break the elephant shield, right? Can my fishman break the elephant shield? How much? I don't think so, right? Elephant shield is like 60,000 or something, I'm pretty sure, right? So PES the solar, PCS fishman at level 52. Okay. So the solar is at... Wait, how much shield does the solar have? Oh my god, the bot comments doesn't say it. It's 40k. Oh wait, yeah, it is. Okay, so it's 40k. My fishman does 24k. Okay, so my fishman is safe. I should also change breaker blast. Let's change it to normal cannon. So fishman is fine. Seafarer camera should be fine. Okay, well no, I don't need camera. Slime should also be fine, right? Slime doesn't do 40k, right? Slime doesn't do 40k, right? Hold on. Slime level 47. Slime does 38k. Jesus! Why is this guy so fucking strong? Okay. Let's bring more that does like waves. Let's see. Ooh, wave attack. Dark laser. Oh yeah, dark laser, absolutely. Mask Grandmaster, definitely. Manic Gem, I think is definitely one. Mercia should be fine. Vigler, Kubilan. I guess Kubilan could be funny. I'm just gonna bring Kubilan there, just cause. Alright. And how it's doable without the barrier break, that's the point. The point is that we don't want to win. The point is that we want to make a lineup that cannot win, is the thing. Okay, so we do that. I'm just gonna make sure that it works first before we move on. Okay, wait, how do I start again? Hold on. Let me change Catalyte, actually. Let's change Catalyte to, like, Green Shell. Is Green Shell a good idea? No, Green Shell might not be a good idea. I guess I could just put in, like, Killer Cat. Just to, you know, do the the Meow Metal grinding. Or maybe... Healer? No. Soap? Nah. I want something funnier. What would be funny? Let's see. We could put Killer Tank, yeah. I guess we could put Mola. Mola would be funny. Master of the Pacific, you don't do 40k damage, don't you? Master of Pacific. Master of Pacific does 27. Okay, I can bring you. Dashley? I could bring Dashley, that is true. Dashley would be kind of funny. I can take out Seafarer and bring in Dashley. This is a level 1 Dashley. Alright, that should be good. Let's go. Let's make sure this is okay. Okay, I need to make sure that I kill God first. I'm pretty sure that's how I do it, right? Kill God first and then just like make sure that I don't like make sure I get stuck by the elephant. Do 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 do. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Just die. Need you to die immediately. How many knockbacks do you have? I'd imagine probably not that much. Slime getting teleported by Starpang will never be not funny. Honestly, it's like peak comedy. It's so fucking funny. How long will you die? How much more health do you have? Rest in peace, Master of Pacific. Oh wait, you're already dead. Huh. Okay, we need to hold back then. Oh my god, they're so fucking weak. Please kill my units. Please kill my units. I... Son of a bitch. Kill my units, please? It would be nice if you can kill my units. Okay. So let's retry that. That didn't work. I should probably not spawn dark lasers. Should probably not do that. Oh right, cat CPU. Forgot about that. Cat CPU. There we go. Thank you for reminding me. This time don't push too much. Yeah. Okay, time to spawn Fishman. This fucking one single eraser keeps on getting bullied. Okay, it's pretty good. Okay, let's just spawn Fishman and Slime, I guess. Slime surely is easy to die still. Slime kills an entire race. Slime gets teleported. Oh, what the? What happened? Okay, I think Catgut should die soon-ish, so... Okay, there we go. Okay, now... Surely the enemies would kill Slime, right? Guys. Please kill this guy. Thank you. Alright, that... We should be okay now. Probably. We probably should be okay. I think we should be okay? Okay, let's spawn everything. I probably shouldn't spawn Manic Eraser actually, now that I think about it. Because I feel like Manic Eraser is gonna like clog the cap limit a little bit. Okay, we should be okay now. We should have the infinite loop. Although I feel like I shouldn't have brought Manic Eraser. This should be okay. I think. This probably is okay. I'm not entirely fully sure actually, but hopefully this is okay. Alright, so let's talk about talent orbs. Now that we're ready. And that we have a funny gameplay going on that absolutely has nothing to do with talent orbs. Let's talk about talent orbs. I'm just going to close this real quick so that I can put on a Firefox. But just in case that I have like, just in case I go on a rant or go on a tangent, I have like a gameplay in the background, right? You know. So let's talk about talent orbs. I actually have like an entire document being written up about talent orbs that I'm not entirely sure if I should show this now because I feel like it's going to kind of ruin the pacing or something like that, whatever. Anyways, okay, let me just start off. What are you guys' thoughts about talent orbs in general? Like, is it helpful? Is it good? Do you guys use it? Just like generic, like what's your general consensus on talent orbs in general? Like what's, just like the big things. No need to go like too in depth. Just like the main things that you have in thoughts. Mid, never use, I just collect. I have like 20 S orbs, but they don't do shit. Don't mind, I love talent orbs. I use the ability talent orbs for the extra oomph, it's alright. I have like 10 of them. What's the use of orbs if they don't have talent? Too much work for everything that is maxed out. I don't go on my way to collect them, I only get them for enigmas. As an endgame player, it makes my unit look stronger. Talent orbs like Farm Door, they're easy and I use them. Never use talent orbs, they just have some random D-metal defense on them. I think his talent orb seems like a decent mechanic. I barely noticed them. Also, Omen sucks ass worst stage ever. I actually completed Omens the other day. I thought Omens was fine. Okay, well, 11 to 20, if you don't have like certain surge immunity units, I'd imagine it's probably kind of ass. Because when I saw, it's like either you bring like Satoru or you bring like Awakened Nala, which are like two very different units, you know. Talent orbs the loot meat into thinking that my cats will no one-hit KO all the enemies. Wait, what? My level 46 Aphrodite can break an Ultra Papa shield thanks to an extra rank passive damage orb. That is usually how people use it, right? In a way, I guess... well, you know what? Since I am talking and not really showing anything, I should close the Firefox so that you can see gameplay, right? Fun gameplay! Look, guys, fun gameplay, fun distraction. This is your Subway Surfers. Anyways, I'd imagine like a lot of people, the idea for talent orbs, I think that... I'm not really sure how agreeable this is, but would you guys say that like talent orbs are generally like mainly like a pain in the ass to farm, and it's not worth farming it for what it's worth, essentially, right? I think that's what a lot of people are thinking, essentially. Okay, I want to know how many people in general get orbs that aren't even S rank. Like they just, like, you guys don't farm, like, okay, it's that one, you don't farm for S ranks, and two, you don't ignore them entirely, if that makes sense. How many people do that? My highest ever is B. I feel like one person. I have some A rank but 0 S rank. Okay, so essentially only one person in the entire chat does that. So I'm just gonna go in an overview on like... Okay, well, first of all, say hi to YouTube. This is probably gonna be a YouTube video segment entirely. But let's talk about, I guess, since just in case if some people aren't familiar with talent orbs in the first place. Let's talk about what talent orbs are even at the first place, right? So I was gonna read this out from the wiki. Talent orbs, also just known as orbs, are a feature implemented in feature 9.7. This feature allows players to improve the base damage or health of certain true form cats against one of many enemy traits. Talent orbs becomes available after clearing ITF Chapter 3. Talent orbs is an item that can be given to a unit in an upgrade menu by going to the talent orb screen. So essentially what it is that I should probably show this in-game. Like, this is probably better if I show this in-game, but if I move to in-game, it's just me beating up this poor fucking elephant. Also, Miss Sign is there. Is there a picture here for, like, talent orbs? Let's see if I can just, like... sure. Whatever, man. Thank you. Talent orb, talent cats. Let's see. Where's, like, the... Okay, here it is, I guess. This is what you guys can see for the talent screen for where you can put talent orbs in. Generally, every units that have talents have one slot for talent orbs, but units that have ultra talents have 2 talent orb slots. So usually most units only have 1. Some units with ultra talent only has 1 for some reason. I'm not really sure if that's like an oversight or like a bug or something like that. I'm not really sure. But some units only has 1. Let me check my notes. What else I want to talk about? Okay, so there are different types of talent orbs. These talent orbs are attack up, defense up, strong against, massive damage, and resist. There's no other orbs for like slow or freeze or anything, and each of these orbs will have a certain type on it, either a red, black, floating, metal, angel, alien, zombie, and Aku. So these are basically everything except for relic and traitless. That's about it, right? I think so. it also doesn't include things like sub traits like Behemoth, or traits like fucking Eva Angels or something like that. Like obviously, they also would come in different grades. They're S, A, B, C, and D. Also, for medals, there's only defense up. There's no attack up. There's no strong against. There's no massive damage. There's no resist. I want to talk about that a little bit later. But essentially, I guess you can kind of like see here. You can kind of see here. These are like the different types of talent orbs. This doesn't include Aku. I think this is a little bit outdated since it doesn't have Aku. But these are essentially all the talent orbs that you can see. Like every talent orbs has certain grades, has certain traits, and has certain abilities, or certain whatever it is that like buffs them. So for example, here you can only see like the attack up and defense up. These are the other ones. These are this is for attack up, defense, strong, massive damage, and resist. In general, you kind of can probably understand what it does. Essentially, it's relatively self-explanatory. If you have, for example, an attack up that is target red with grade D, then it will improve that certain unit's attack against that specific trait for a minimum effect. That's essentially it. You can kind of apply that for everything else. You can kind of get the rest, essentially. What else is there to say? Alright, so you can combine these orbs to get a higher grade. So for example, if you have 2 D orbs, you can get them into C. If you can get 2 C orbs, you can get them into B. Where? Surely there's a way to... Oh, here it is. So if you have 2 D orbs, you can turn them into C. If you have 2 C orbs, you can turn them into B. If you have 3 B orbs, you can turn them into A. And if you have 3 A orbs, you can turn them into S. Essentially, if you want to get an S orb all the way from D, you need about like... so 2, 4, 12, 36. You need 36 D orbs, which is quite a lot. To get the orbs at the first place, there are several different ways, but the 2 main ways to get orbs are Enigma stages and Gauntlet stages. Right, okay, so it's explained here. These are the 2 main ways to get talent orbs. I don't think there's any other ways aside from, I guess, Isle of the Hidden Treasures, which is essentially Enigma. So, Enigma orbs, Enigma, it's a whole different subject. You can look up Enigma stages on your own. Essentially, the more energy you spend after you beat Ururun, after you beat Jailbreak Tunnel, you will be able to unlock this feature called Enigma, which is Enigma Balls, exactly. You unlock this feature called Enigma, where essentially if you spend enough energy, you'll have a chance to get an extra stage, whatever. You can read that on your own. This isn't about Enigma. And so, let me get back to gameplay while I explain a little bit more. And so these Enigma stages have different type of stages. There's a lot of these Enigma stages. Some of these stages are focused on certain traits, and usually what happens is that these Enigma stages will drop talent orbs based on those traits. So if you get an Enigma that is like focused on red, then you'll probably get a red orb, essentially, and yada whatever. The Enigmas have 3 different the Enigmas have like 3 different tiers. There's like Cradle, Summit, and Frontier. Cradle is the worst one, Frontier is the best one. The chance of getting them, whatever, it's on Enigma page, whatever. I probably look that up on your own. I'm sorry, I don't want to explain too much in depth into Enigma because that's a whole different kind of worms. Essentially, as you can see here, the drop rates here, you cannot get an A orb in the Enigma stages, with the acceptance of Aku Enigma stage, which is not listed here for some reason, I think. Huh. Okay, I don't think it's listed here, but Aku Enigma orb is special. Aku Enigmas are special, where Aku Enigmas actually has a chance to drop a grade, and Aku Enigmas in general actually have a better chance for essentially all of the grades. I don't really remember the specifics, unfortunately, but essentially Aku has a better drop rates than all of these. But as you can see here, for the most part, you'll have a pretty high chance of generally just getting D orbs. Special, I should probably also explain a little bit about this. So there's a special D grade and normal D grade. Special D grade are these three: strong against massive damage and resist. These are quote-unquote special. So most of the time you're going to get the quote-unquote normal D grade, which are going to be only attack up and defense up. And the other chance is normal C grade and normal B grade of attack up and defense up. And again, you see this, that even on the highest possible tier, you'll only have a 7% chance of getting a normal B grade. And if you, for example, you want to get an S rank orb from B, remember that you need 3 Bs and then 3 more A's, so that essentially you need 9 Bs to be able to get 1 S orb. And you don't really get Enigma stages that much, and especially maybe not the type of maybe not the target type that you want. There's like a lot of different target types, and all of these are like really random. Essentially, my point is, trying to get S rank orbs in general are usually a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, a lot of people in general don't really like to grind Enigmas, because also getting Enigma orbs in Enigmas at the first place also sucks. Also, you can't technically do this stage called Isle of the Hidden Treasures. Island of the Hidden Treasures. This is also another place where you can get Enigma orbs. This is an entire chapter where it would have the entire like catalog of every single Enigma stages. This goes from like Cradle Red, Cradle Floating, Cradle Black, Cradle Holy, Cradle Blue, Cradle Zombie, and then Cradle this is Metal, I assume, and then Summit Red until Summit Metal, and then this is this goes again from Red to Metal. Essentially, that's anyways, so you can also get Enigma straight from here. You can get orbs straight from here. Isn't it Isle of the Map Lord? Isle of the Map Lord. Okay, so here's the thing. Isle of the Map Lord is the old way to get orbs. This is Isle of the Hidden Treasure is a replacement for Isle of the Map Lord. Let's see if I can find it. Isle of the Map Lord, Battle Cats. Isle of the Map Lord is a whole different can of worms. This is, you can even see here, this is removed content. This is no longer available. Isle of the Map Lord used to be how you get, how you can like quote-unquote farm Enigma stages, which is that these are 3 different 200 energy stages. These are like unique stages, by the way. This isn't like a copy of like Enigma stages. These are unique stages that are completely removed. And what these does is that this will immediately give you a guaranteed Enigma map at the end of beating it. I think so. But this is already removed in place for Island of the Hidden Treasure, where you can just basically you can kind of just choose whichever type of orbs that you want to farm, which I would say is much more what do you call it? It's much more. It's better. Okay, I can't really find the words for it. Essentially, it's better. It's just good. Consistent? No, that's not what I'm trying to think. It's like convenient, I guess so. I don't think that's the exact word that I'm thinking about, but yeah, convenient, I guess you can say. It is much more convenient since you can choose which trait to farm, and yeah, you might say that like technically you can't choose whether you want to get attack or defense or special orbs, but at least you can choose which trait you want to farm on. Granted, it's still like a lot of energy. It's like 300 energy per play and all that stuff. In general, not a lot of people are probably going to like spending a lot of time trying to farm these. What else I want to talk about? Let's see. Alright, so the other way to get orbs is gauntlets, and this is probably the best way if you want to get special grade orbs. So all of these... Wait, this doesn't have... This doesn't have the drop rate for... Damn. Really? This doesn't have the drop rate for... Orbs? For Gauntlet? Really? Do I have to go to, like, Gauntlet stages for this? Or where is it, I wonder? Maybe it's here. Maybe it's in Cradle where there's some others. The information. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna go here then. So essentially, every time you beat a Gauntlet stage, you have a chance to get a continuation stage. The farther you go into Gauntlet, the higher chance it is that you're going to get a continuation stage. I believe starting from stage 16, you are guaranteed to have a continuation stage. And all of these continuation stages have 3 different tiers. One is, again, Cradle, Summit, and Frontier. Same like the Enigma Orb one, except that these are more unique stages. These are different stages than the ones with like Enigma, and they also have a different drop rate. The drop rate here, for example, for the Cradle, which is like the easier one, the easiest one, you can see here you actually have like a decent chance of getting the special great orbs. You have a 20% chance of getting red, strong up. This is, for example, if you do like Baron Seal, and you get the Cradle Wilderness continuation. You have a 20% chance to get strong up. You have a 20% chance to get resist up, and then you have a little bit more chance to get attack and all that stuff, and you also have a 20% chance for massive damage. So these are where if you want to get special great orbs, this is where you usually get them. Like that's already like this is like the most common and easiest one. Again, like higher this, you get like better chance for higher. Wait, you do get better chance for higher stuff, right? I think. Wait, is it? Oh yeah. So like for example, here on Cradle Wilderness, you get a 20% chance to get D orbs, but in Frontier, you get a 20% chance to get B, which are much higher. But yeah, essentially, this is where you usually get most talent orbs that are like specialized. Granted, all of these shares, all of these ways to get talent orbs shares one common trait, which are all of them are a massive pain in the ass. Enigma orbs in general are really random. You can't really choose what to farm. Most of the time you're gonna get Hunter's Map anyways. You have to wait like 3 hours to unlock the Enigmas. You have to decode the Enigma. And for Isle of the Map Lord, it's 300 energy. It's quite a lot. It doesn't come. Well, I mean, it comes relatively often, but it doesn't come all the time. And like, remember that like for Isle of the Hidden Treasure, is that this is not like something that you can choose. You have to go through every single one of these one by one. So for example, oh, you want to farm zombie with like the highest chance, you probably should go all the way. You should go from stage 1 to all the way to stage 20 to actually be able to reach here. So that sucks. Granted, if you already finished this just for the sake of maybe you want to get like the cat food clear, then yeah, sure, you can do that too. That's also fine. Either way, but like all of these are still a pain in the ass, and especially gauntlets. Like, if you're not in like end of UL, or maybe you don't have like certain busted Ubers, most gauntlets are an absolute pain in the ass, and most gauntlets you probably aren't going to enjoy farming. Gauntlets in general are not the most fun content in Battle Cats in general, right? Let's be real here. Some people who probably don't really have anything else to do, who likes to optimize playing gauntlets, who likes to optimize certain gameplay, could be somewhat entertained to play gauntlets, but even then, it's one of the least fun things that you can do in Battle Cats. So aside from that, the question is also like, okay, well, if it's a pain in the ass to get, is it even worth doing at the first place? And this is where most people would say no. Most people would generally say no. Don't really farm talent orbs unless you literally have nothing else to do. So why is it really generally considered bad? Also, I'm sorry, I'm like looking at my notes. I have like notes of what I want to talk about. So why is it generally considered bad? For number one, grinding it is a pain. We already talked about that. And the upgrades are only for specific traits. Remember that you can only have one talent orbs for each unit. So for example, if you want, for example, like Dark Laser, right? Dark Laser targets two traits, which are red and black. But unfortunately, Dark Laser only has one talent orb slot. So you can't really choose to make her good against red and black, or rather, better against red and black. You can only choose one. And that one, you can't, you can choose between attack, defense, or the strong up. You can't choose like have all of them. So what you can choose is like relatively limited, right? And what's also an extra pain in the ass, exactly, it costs 10 NP to remove, which is like, I get it, but also at the same time, come the fuck on, man. Like, so if you for example have, you put like strong up red against on Dark Laser, and then you're against a black stage, and you're like, huh, I want to make Dark Laser good against this black stage actually. And so you're like, alright, let's equip the black talent orb instead. So you have two choices. One is that you can equip the black orb on Dark Laser and destroy the previous talent orb, or you can remove the previous talent orb, but you have to pay 10 NP for it. So it's either you pay 10 NP to safely remove the red orb, or you destroy it in place of the black orb. Which kinda sucks, because 10 NP is... It may not sound like much if you think, but if you think about it, it's actually quite a lot. NPs are very scarce in general. 10 NPs, like, okay, so you know the funny thing is that, I was talking about, wanting to talk about talent orbs to, like, some of the people, some of, like, the boomer players. And I think Rufa or Tim Tams, I forgot, one of them said basically, it's like, you know, I would rather pay cat food than paying NP to remove the talent orb slot. And at first I thought about it, it's like, what? No, but like cat food is also hard. And then I think about it again and I'm like, you know, maybe I would actually rather pay cat food than NP. I probably would actually rather pay cat food than NP to remove talent slot. Granted, it's still not going to be good, but I think I would actually rather pay cat food. Because talent orbs is just that scarce. NP is just that scarce, so... if you're wondering, like, why is this even a thing at the first place, essentially, I think the idea is that Ponos doesn't want you to be able to only farm, for example, one S orb of every trait and of every ability, and then only just, like, swap them around, you know? Ponos wants you to farm more. That's essentially what it is for. So yeah, that's basically why. That's the idea. It's like if you have one of every talent orb that is S rank, then you don't need anything else. You don't need to farm ever again. And Ponos doesn't want that. Ponos wants you to keep farming. If you have new units, farm for that unit. You know? Or else you can just take away the previous orb and put it on another unit. Right? Ponos basically is telling you, farm more. You need more than one, yeah, exactly. Because if you, or else you can just like, just swap them around. Like black massive damage, you need 3 for box, Yuki, and pizza. Exactly. It's like, and for if you want to bring all 3 into a level, sure, you probably still need to like farm for all of them. But if you're only gonna like bring one of them, then you could theoretically just like move them around when you see fit. Ponos doesn't want that, so that's why they say it's like, all right, 10 NP, cough it up, you know. Go farm, son, or go screw yourself, essentially. But also, probably one of the biggest problem that I think a lot of people have with talent orbs is that the stat buff that you get isn't that much. It's okay. I don't think it's like super minuscule, but it's kind of just okay. It's alright. I think it's pretty alright. Like, so for example, okay, this is a little bit hard to understand, but like for example, massive damage up. Attack multiplier plus 0.5 plus 0.4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So to put it simply, massive damage is an ability where you would triple your damage by base. And if you have max treasures on Into the Future for fruits or Kiss of the Cosmos fruit, this will become times 4. What massive damage orb does is that this will increase the multiplier. So for example, if you have an A orb on for example Pizza Cat, and if you have a max black fruit effect, then Pizza Cat would do 4 times damage to black enemies. But if you have the A orb, Pizza Cat will do 4.4 times damage against black enemies. Essentially, you're increasing Pizza's damage against black enemies by 10%. And 10% is no joke. 10% is actually pretty good. 10% is like actually relatively pretty noticeable, all things considered. But remember that this is only against one trait, and that this is a culmination of like 12 B orbs, which is a lot. Resist is also pretty good. Resist and defense, I believe, is also relatively similar. Wait, hold on. I actually kind of forgot how resist works. How does this work again? Minus 5% damage taken. Minus 50% damage taken. This, Lucas acknowledged the bad piggies. Okay, I know. Oh, okay, I remember now. Resist up, I believe, doesn't have anything to do with like for example, the multiplier, the treasures, or whatever. I think resist up just basically straight up reduce the amount of damage taken by that unit in general. Like for example, if you have an A orb, fortunately A orb is like the most like prettier number here, then you'll take like minus 30% damage. The difference between resist up and defense up is that 20% damage reduction doesn't mean that you get 80% damage. For example, you might think that like minus 20% damage taken and 20% damage reduction is the same, but actually not really. Minus 20% damage taken means that you get 80% damage taken, plus 20% damage reduction basically means so it's like 120. Okay, so basically around this, you basically get an 83% damage taken. That's basically kind of how it works. Essentially, if you are supposed to take 100,000 damage, okay, I don't think no enemies take like deals like 100,000 damage, but if an enemy deals like 100,000 damage, then with the resist, for example, resist A, you'll receive 80,000 damage, but with S defense, you'll receive 83% damage. If I don't know if this makes sense whatsoever, but as mathematics, whatever. That's basically if you want to understand how it works. Also, hi Raiders, how are you guys? How you guys been doing? What have you guys been streaming? How do I run this fucking bot again? How do I shout out you again? Does that work? Oh, it does. All right, cool. Oh, you're playing Fear and Hunger. Oh, I think I saw Connor playing it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I saw Connor playing like the first one. I think he made a video on the second one, but I don't think I've watched that one yet. How does that work out? Does that how was Fear and Hunger? I'd imagine it's probably painful. The link doesn't work. Wait, really? No, it should work, right? I think it works. It works for me. I don't know if it doesn't work for you. It seems to work for me. It's not a hyperlink? It's a hyperlink for me. Wait, what? Really? It's a hyperlink for me, though. Wait, what? That's weird. It shows up as a hyperlink for me. Not working for me? What the hell? Maybe I should space out the... Maybe I should have spaced out the colon. I'll try to fix that later on. Maybe it is because of the colon. I'll try. Yeah, I think maybe it is the brackets. But it does show as a hyperlink for me, so I'm not really sure. I'll look into it later on. Sorry about that. But yeah, I hope you're having fun, Dylan. Welcome to the Talent Orb discussion stream. Hey, gameplay. Gameplay, am I right, guys? What was I talking about again? Okay, yeah, that's basically like the mathematics on like resist up and defense up and all that stuff. But probably one of the most like, what do you call it? One of the most like criminal offense that a lot of people see when it comes to talent orbs is the attack up. This is probably the one that a lot of people would say is like extremely underwhelming. So this is an extremely confusing little like mathematics here, which is that the orb effect is based off times IS and then AP. IS is initial stats unit without power with level upgrades, talent, or treasure. And it's like, what the fuck? This is confusing as hell. Basically, the idea is that you take a unit's level 1 stats without treasures, and then you add that to the calculation. It's very confusing. It's very weird. But if you want to have like an idea, essentially, I believe is that every grade, so for example like this one, a D orb, if you put a D orb at a unit, it is almost like as if you are adding 2 levels to that unit. So for example, if you have Kubi Luga, and maybe if Kubi Luga does like 100 damage on level 30, I feel like it's probably gonna do less. This is just an example. If Kubi Luga does like 100 damage on level 30, and he does like 102 damage on level 32, then adding a D attack orb on Kubi Luga will make him deal that extra 2 damage on that specific trait. That's basically what it is. That's basically what's going on. But that's just an extremely like oversimplification. It's a little bit more than that. It also really depends on like what level you're in, because there are like level fall off and whatever. It's just an extremely oversimplification of it. But yeah, so basically D orbs is like as if you're adding 2 levels, C orbs is 4 levels, B is 6, A is 8, and S is 10. It's actually not bad if you think about it. But then this thing is where the problem with attack orbs comes from. This is why attack orb is jank as fuck. Attack orb's effects are additive and cannot stack with any offensive abilities. So, and this is actually not it. This is actually not only the problem. So, attack orb is a flat increase in the most literal way possible. Is the like easiest way to say it. Attack orb is ungodly flat. Also, an ad is coming. Okay, we'll wait for the ad to stop. I'm gonna get a drink real quick, and while I also like think about my thoughts for a little bit. Okay. That seems to be over. Alright, so attack orbs is as flat as can be. It is the most definition of a flat increase. So remember what I said about earlier. The reason why I chose Kubi Luga as an example is because Kubi Luga doesn't have any damage multiplier. Meanwhile, if for example you want to put attack up flying, so for example you have an attack up floating orb, and you might think, well, wouldn't it be a good idea if I put this on Fishman? And that seems like a pretty logical thing to say, right? You know, Fishman is anti-floating, so surely if I put attack up on Fishman, that would make complete sense. Except, unfortunately, not really, because the massive damage doesn't translate to the bonus that you get from attack orb. So for example, if your Fishman by base damage deals like, let's just say 20,000 damage. If your Fishman deals like 20,000 damage, that means with massive damage it'll deal 80,000 damage. And say your talent orb has, maybe it's better if I like, I should like draw this or something like that. It's really hard to visualize. Let me bring up like, what should I use? Let me bring up paint. Hold on, give me a second. And also let me connect my drawing tablet so that I can draw easily. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Whoops. Okay, give me a second. Wait, what happens here? Oh, whoops, there we go. Okay. So, for example, right? If you have a... where's my mouse? Hold on. Okay, there we go. If you have, like, Fishman, right? Oh my god, what? Wait, what? What's going on with my... Hello? Fishman? What? Why is it so... like... Why is it, like, so... weird? What the fuck is going on? So if you have... what? Hello? Brush? What the fuck? Paint sucks. Okay, so if you have Fishman... for example, at, what? Respawn! What the fuck is wrong with my tablet? Okay, so if you have Fishman, for example, at level 30... Respawn! What the fuck? Why is my tablet keep on not responding? If you have Fishman at level 30, and for example, it deals... hello! Oh my god, respawn! 20k damage. Maybe I should just use my mouse, whatever. I'll use my mouse. Okay, so if your Fishman at level 30 does like 20k damage, and then for example, with the talent orb, the talent orb gives an extra, let's just say 100 damage. That means normally it would do like 21,000 and 100. This is a very bad handwriting because I'm using my mouse, but 2100 with talent orbs, right? So for example, if this talent orb is floating, let's just say this is against like other trait. Let's just say this is like against red. Like if, for example, if you for some reason put talent orb, red talent orb on Fishman, then this is going to be how much it'll do against red enemies. But for example, if you want to put this against floating enemies, this will deal like 80k because it's like times 4, right? Now, you might expect that this would also be times 4, which would be like 8400. But in reality, this will still add 100. So it does not add 80,400. This will do 80,100. Which is like, what the fuck? Essentially, this will not get affected by any kind of abilities. It's not going to be 80,400, it's going to be only 80,100. And this also applies to literally every kind of this is going to apply to literally any kind of abilities. This is, for example, this is because of massive damage, right? So what if, for example, let me think. Shishilan. Let's say Shishilan, who deals like how much does Shishi deals actually? Let's just say Shishi does like 20k normally as well. And then, you know, plus talent orb, it'll also deal like 100 to become like 2000. And if, for example, the strengthen, I forgot how much is his strengthen. It's strengthen like times 5? I don't really remember. Let's just say strengthen is times 5. It'll be like 100k. It would still only add 100. So it would be like 100,100. Which is like really not much. This is just an example. I don't think Shishilan have like times 5 strengthen. I'm just making numbers out. 200%? Okay. This is just an example. So this applies to every single abilities. This applies to crit. This applies to massive damage. This applies to strong. This applies to even like savage blow. But you know what is really funny? Is that, for example, maybe your unit, or whatever this unit is, deals also 20k damage, and you know, you add let's just say, okay, let's be more generous. Let's just say 1,000. So 1k. Let's be a bit more generous, so that normally it would deal like 21k. Now, if this unit is weakened by, for example, Wing Piggy, who weakens this by 10%, this would become 2k. Now this would still be 1k, so that your unit will deal 3k by 10%, where, you know, usually maybe from 21k it'll be like 2.1k, but no, this will not be affected by weakened. So technically speaking, talent orbs is actually good if your enemies weakens you. Which is kind of funny. This is not really practical in a lot of way, but it is funny at the very least. It is not going to be too practical. It is not going to affect your gameplay too much, but it is a very funny observation. The other problem that it has is that, remember that this is from the boost that you get. Remember that the boost that you get is from initial stats. Initial stats is, like I said, is that unit's level 1 stats without treasures and nothing else. What this also means is that this boost will not get affected by talents, and it will not get affected and it would be very it would not be great for units that are balanced around units with really high level. It's kind of confusing, but essentially, TLDR, this would really suck on two different things. One is special cats, purchasable special cats, and two is little cats. Because purchasable special cats has really, really bad stats. And the main thing that makes special cats really good is the talent. The talent stats. Let me get back to, hold on. So for example, Dark Laser, who is like really good because of the 80% damage boost that you get from the attack up talent, will not get that extra 80% attack boost when it comes to the talent orbs. The talent orbs will only add that level 1 stats of Dark Laser when it doesn't have treasures, when it doesn't have talent. So it doesn't actually affect, it would really be bad for like special cats especially. Other units with like talents, for example, if you put like attack up orbs on Balrog and your Balrog has like 20% attack up, it's like, okay, 20% is good, but it's not like that big. Like you can kind of take the loss. But like things like Dark Laser has like an 80% stat boost, and it's like quite a lot. The other thing is also little cats, like I said. The thing about little cats is that little cats is balanced around having really high level. So for example, in endgame, you probably would want your little king dragon to be at like level 80 or something like that. And because since it's balanced around having high level, it has really bad initial level 1 stats. So yeah, the boost that you get isn't going to be that much. However, it's actually not too bad for when it comes to specifically Little King Dragon. And not really for other little cats. And that is for one simple reason that is, I think, like a pretty common discussion that you see recently because of things like Mola and Coppermine, which is that since this is a literal flat increase, it is also a flat increase when it comes to mini wave and mini search. Mini wave and mini search, if you're not too familiar with it, is essentially, you know, you see right here there's a lot of waves and search. Mini wave and waves and search deals the exact same damage that this initial units has. So if Slime Cat deals like 40,000 damage, the wave will also deals 40,000 damage. But mini wave will only deliver 20% of that damage. And the same goes with mini search. And that is where talent orbs for attack up is really funny, because when they say flat increase, they mean it, because that 20% reduction does not apply to talent orb boost, which is really funny. So for example, if Little King Dragon, okay, I'm gonna make like another easy comparison. Okay, let's just say one more time. LKD. Oops. LKD. For example, if Little King Dragon deals again like 20,000 damage, just because it's an easy number, and then it does mini wave. Mini wave is 20%, so it would be so mini wave. This would deal an extra 4k damage. And maybe, for example, the talent orbs. For example, the talent orb adds an extra 2k. Again, all of these are just examples. These are just made up numbers. Let's just say the talent orb adds an extra 2k. So if LKD doesn't wave, it'll deal 22k damage. If it deals mini wave, it'll do 24k damage. But if you add the mini wave, and the talent orb, this will add the 22k and the 24k, and this will not become the mini wave itself would also be imbued with that extra 2k. So this will be this will instead be 22. Oh my god, 22k plus 6k. So it becomes 28k, which is actually like a pretty decent amount of boost. So this 2k gets added into the 4k without the reduction of that 20%. So normally you might say that this should have been 0.4k. 0.4k. But no, it will actually add the entire 2k into the mini wave. So basically this talent orb boost will apply twice. So that's neat. Granted, it's not... I said that it's like okay for Little King Dragon, but it's not actually that amazing when it comes to mini wave or when it comes to level 1 mini search. What's crazy is that when you add it to units with multi-level mini search. For example, King Mola. Mola has a chance of doing like a level 5 mini search, I believe. It is level 5, right? With full talent, Mola has a, I think, like 100% chance, I'm pretty sure. It has a 100% chance to deal, to have a level 5 mini surge. Sorry, not mini wave. It has a chance to, it has a 100% chance to do a level 5 mini surge. So what it does is that, for example, this is Mola. Maybe again Mola does 20k damage. I'm just going to put 20k damage on literally everything. And then it has a level 5 mini search. Level 5, sorry. Level 5 mini search. Oh my god, why is it not responding? Level 5 mini search. And this mini search will deal 4k each, right? 4k times 5, which is another extra 20k. So this plus this would be an extra 40k. It would be 40k. Now if you add talent orbs to the discussion, so this is 20k, where it would normally be like this. If you add a talent orb, so for example the talent orb adds an extra 2k, why is it not responding? This is so bad. So for example, if a talent orb does an extra 2k, the base would be 22k damage, and the mini search would be 6k times 5. So this talent orb boost will apply 5 times. Actually 6 times because of this one. So 1 time here and 5 more times here. So this would become 30k. Sorry, 30k. So this would become like 50k, which is a pretty big boost. This is like quite a lot. This is like a 20% damage increase or something like that. Again, this is just random numbers. This is not factual. I'm just putting random numbers in just for an example. But essentially, yeah, the talent orbs that you apply, that boost will get applied a lot. And this would boost a unit's damage significantly because of that. And again, this is only mainly for a high level mini search. If the mini search is only level 1, that would only apply like 1 more time. If it's a mini wave, it would also only apply once. So this is only usually big for units that has a multi-level mini search, for example Mola. The other example would be Copper Mine. That's also another recent one that we have. So essentially, yeah, it becomes like rather unbalanced, I guess you can say. But then you might also ask, what about units like, for example, Dark Castle? Dark Castle has like a lot of minis, a lot of level, right? Granted, Dashley doesn't have talent and doesn't have talent orb slots. But just for theoretical sake, let's just say that she does have talent orb slot. Would it not be good for her? Because she has multi-level mini wave. The talent orb would, you know, also be applied multiple times for her. So why are we only talking about mini search and not about normal search? Well, for one, the main thing that is important when it comes to mini search is unit balance. A unit that deals mini search would generally have pretty high DPS, while a unit that has full search generally have low DPS. For example, again, Dark Castley, even though she's like one of the best units in the game in general, she actually has like a very low base DPS. At level 30, her base DPS is like, I don't think it's even like 2k. It's actually like really, really low. Yeah, she has like around 2k DPS without the surge. Her base DPS is like really, really low, and she's balanced around that. And yet, she's still one of the best units in the game, because in total with her surge, her DPS can be boosted up to like 9k or something like that, which is like extremely high. But because of that, since her base stats is really, really low, her extra damage that she gets from Talent Orb is also going to be really, really low. At 30, it's almost 3k. Okay, well, let's just say around 2k. Essentially, it's really low. However, if, for example, Dastly is a unit that is centered around mini search, she would have an extremely higher base damage. And since she has an extremely higher base damage, the boost that she gets from Talent Orb is also much higher. So that's basically the idea, is that she is balanced to have low base damage, which is why units with mini search is essentially much more impacted with Attack Orb, because these units generally have high base damage. So that's basically what is funny about Attack Orb and mini search. That's basically generally about it for the funny interactions. But we're getting relatively sidetracked. How does Attack Orb with multi-hit, especially on units that deal unequal damage on every hit? Does every hit get unequal boost, and would the boost from Attack Orb include initial stat from all attack? Good question. I also asked that at one point and I experimented on that. It does nothing special. So if a multi-hit unit does like low damage, huge damage, that Attack Orb boost would also still be low damage, huge damage. It would actually be consistent. So it doesn't deal like crazy like the total multi-hit or whatever. No, they actually split that up perfectly normally. The only one with weird interaction is Mini Wave and Mini Search. So no, multi-hit does not have weird interaction. I did test it out with like Hime Yuri, and they do actually like split the damage like normally. But yeah, that's a good question. I should probably explain that too. Okay, we're getting relatively sidetracked when it comes to the Attack Orb stuff. But let's get back to like the main question. Should you farm orbs? What do you guys think? Should you guys farm orbs? From what you've learned so far. Given that like 1A orbs is like 12 D orbs, and getting 1D orbs is already relatively random, and getting S orbs is like 36 orbs. No, from an orb farmer, it's not worth it, literally no. Okay. My consensus is also no. You shouldn't farm orbs. That being said, you shouldn't also, like, how do I say it? You shouldn't, like, completely ignore Enigma stages whenever it's up. Like, if you get, like, Red Frontier randomly, you should still, like, play them, I think. It's like 100 energy each, it's not that much energy, and you get an orb. You don't go out of your way to farm them. But anytime you can get them, it's fine. It's not that hard to get like the smaller orbs, right? I wouldn't really recommend getting out of your way to do it. Also, Gold CPU exists, exactly. So for example, every time I used to, before Gold CPU exists, every time I get Frontier Shine for zombies, I would not do it. Because Frontier Shine for zombies sucks ass. I do not like that level. That level takes forever to start off. That level takes forever to finish. and that level is relatively inconsistent, especially when it comes to no Ubers. If you're using Ubers, it's not that hard. But also, the start off is really annoying. I don't really like that stage. That stage takes too long for a stage that you want to farm, so I usually skip it. But now that we have gold CPU, I can just tap gold CPU twice and be done with it. So you shouldn't go out of your way to ignore it, but you shouldn't go out of your way to farm it. There are ways to, for example, force Enigmas to appear instead of Hunter's Map by keeping Hunter's Map active while you get other Enigmas, but also at the same time, why would you do that? Because Hunter's Map literally drops significantly better stuff. If you want to quote-unquote farm, the best way to farm is probably Isle of Hidden Treasures and also doing gauntlets. But remember that gauntlets are absolutely ass, and if you want to farm them, probably only farm ones that are like really easy for you, generally, only if you're like really late game or if you have really broken Ubers. But even in general, you probably shouldn't do it. I think everybody who has farmed gauntlets can say that it's a miserable experience. However, I will say this. Even though that you probably shouldn't farm orbs, I think you should use B orbs. You should use B great orbs. Not A, not S, B. Specifically B. And the reason for that is relatively simple. Let's say we go back here. We go here. Most of the time you can generally just get D or C. Sometimes you can get B, but you'll never get A. Sometimes in here you can get D and C. Sometimes in here you can get B, and sometimes in here you might get A, but it's very rare. If you're playing the Aku stages, the Aku Enigmas have a pretty high chance of getting A and B. But in general, the general mindset is that you'll mainly only get D and C. Now, the reason why I said you should get B is that, okay, let's say the multiplier here the increase are all flat. So from D to C, you get D. For D, you get a 4% damage reduction. For C, you get +4, so you get 8. On B, you get +4, you get 12. On A, you get +4, it's 16, and in here, +4 is 20. Same as here, it's like 5%, and then another 5%, and then another 5%, another 5%, another 5%. This is +0, 1, +0, 1, +0, 1, +0, 1, +0, 1. This is -2, -2, -2, -2, -2. This is +06, +06, +06, +06, +06. This is the flat increase. And yet, getting B to A requires 3 B orbs. Meanwhile, getting C to B is only 2 B orbs. It's only 2 C orbs. Getting D to C is only 2 D orbs. If you want to get B orbs, you only need 4 D orbs. And that's not a lot. That's very easy to get. It is very, very easy to get B orbs. And yet, you see here, it's like -15 damage taken if you have B resist. And if you have maximum, it's like -25. Like, yeah, okay. Are you really going to add 12? Okay, if you want to get from B orbs to S orb, you need 9 more B orbs to get to S orbs. You could choose to farm 8 more B orbs to turn this -15% damage taken into -25 damage taken, or you can take that 8 B orbs and apply it to 8 different units. You can take this like +12% damage reduction into 9 different units, or you can combine them into one to use it on 1 unit for 20%. But you can also just choose to not farm S orbs and just stick with B orbs, which is, again, it's like around 60% of S orbs. And yes, you might see the difference, but also this is already decent enough. this isn't like a big change, but this is a change that can, you know, that can help and when it comes to certain stages. So why go through the trouble of getting 8 more orbs to increase this to max when you can also just like apply this to like 9 different units? It is really easy to get B orbs. It is not easy to get S orbs at all. Granted, generally speaking, you can kind of say that like C and D orbs are like more effective, and yes, technically C orbs are like the most cost-effective to ratio, if that makes sense, because like C orbs is like double the effect of D orbs, and C orbs is literally 2 D orbs, so that you can kind of say that C orbs are technically the most cost-efficient one. But B orbs is like only slightly harder to get, and it is also slightly better. So you might as well just go with B orbs. Meanwhile, when you want to get A orbs, it's already pretty hard. Granted, I think trying to get A orbs is also kind of fine. And you can get a lot of A orbs if you wanna, if you get the Aku Enigmas. Aku Enigma drops a lot of A orbs. But yeah, essentially my point is that if you should still use talent orbs, but probably keep them to B. If you don't want to be like a mega farmer. Also, hold on. Wait, I want to show you guys this. Hold on. I just realized what's going on in the game right now. There's like barely anything here. It's like only Kubi Lugas. It's like almost all Kubi Lugas and Mola. It's like almost all Kubi Lugas and Molas. Holy shit! No wonder it's like a lot of these enemies are not dying. Holy shit! It's just because Kubi Lugas is like doing all the work. That's crazy. That's actually really funny. The spacefish barrier isn't even getting destroyed because we have way too much Kubi Lugas, and the Kubi Lugas cannot destroy the spacefish barrier. Okay, that's kind of hilarious actually. Okay, anyways, back to topic. We'll see if we die when it comes to after we come back. No, actually, but what was I saying again? Hold on. Alright, so yeah, technically speaking, C orbs are like the most effective one, but B orbs isn't that hard to get after you get C orbs anyway, so you might as well just get B orbs. So the other question is, why shouldn't I just sell it? And technically speaking, you can. So, oh right, I forgot to talk about this actually. I forgot to talk that you can sell orbs. I should have talked about that first. Yes, you can sell orbs. So talent orbs can be sold for NP, which is actually pretty good. Granted, the question is, should you just sell orbs? And I would say in general, no. But you can do it, but I wouldn't put it as like the first thing that you should do. And another thing is that you shouldn't farm orbs for the sake of getting NP. Why? Because you should have just... There's a lot of other ways to farm NP. The main one is like grinding Super Metal Hippo. And grinding Super Metal Hippo is like probably the best way to farm talent orbs. And I believe someone has made like an entire Google Doc of calculations of like energy cost efficiency of whatever, of like how... oh my god, the solar moved. That's a little bit scary. Anyways, I'm pretty sure someone out there have already made like an entire Google Doc of like how farming Super Metal Hippo is much better than trying to farm talent orbs in general. So yeah, in general, if you want to get NP, farming talent orb isn't the way. But if you're asking, like, for example, hey, I have like this amount of talent orbs in storage, should I sell them for NP? Then I would say the answer is generally no, unless you absolutely know what you want to buy. So for example, if you have like 199 NP, and you want to get like a really good talent that is like 200 NP, and you're like, should I sell this D orb? Absolutely. You know? Because D orb sells for like 1 NP. Like, yeah, just sell them. That's fine. But in general, should you sell like all of the orbs that you have for NP? I think it's better to just use them. But if you absolutely know what you want to buy with NP, sure, I guess you can sell them, that's fine. I think someone also has like a Google document of like how to efficiently sell orbs. Hold on, where is it? Let me show... where is it? Okay, so here. So you can see here, there's like the NP value here. S orb sells for 25, A orb sells for 7, B sells for 2, C and D sells for 1. I believe the gist of the idea is that if you want to get the most efficient NP selling, is that if your orb is D, then you can sell it as is. But if your orb is C or above, then you should combine it to S and then sell it? I think that's how it is. I don't fully remember the details, but I think that's how it is. Like, if you get a natural C, B, or A orbs, then you should try to combine it to S and then you sell it. But if you have D orbs, that's the best way to sell it. I think that's how it is, yeah. Granted, again, I would say, in general, you shouldn't try to see NP as like a way to get talent orbs in general. It's not really the best way. You shouldn't see talent orbs as a way to get NP in general. It's not really a good way to see it like that. I would say in general you should use talent orbs. I think it's oh my god, most of the Kubi died. Damn, that's crazy. No wonder most of my units are coming back. Most of the Kubi Luga died. That's crazy. But yeah, anyways. In general, I wouldn't really completely advise you to sell your talent orbs unless you absolutely know what to buy. That being said, you know what talent orbs that I would actually not mind you selling? It's metal orbs. So I'm pretty sure most of you have a bunch of metal orbs lying around for a certain reason, and it is because metal orbs only has one type, and it is defense. Metal orbs does not have attack up, metal orbs does not have strong up, metal orbs does not have resist up, metal orb does not have massive damage up. I think for the most part, you have a very limited amount of units that you want to put metal orbs on. For one, obviously, Catasaurus. And then that's about it. Maybe you can put it for like, I don't know, Paladin or something like that, but like, that's basically about it. There's a very limited amount of units where you could put metal orbs and it'll be good at. Hurricat doesn't have talent. So Hurricat doesn't have talent orb slot. So you cannot put metal orb slot on Hurricat. You can't put metal orb slot on Waitress. You can't put metal orb slots on Hoop Cat or Puppet Master or Future Cat, because none of these cats have talents. Could they have talents in the future? Maybe. I don't know. But for now, as we're speaking, the only speaking of like non-Uber wise, the only unit in the game that is like good to put metal orb talents on is literally only Catasaurus. And I guess talented Lolly, I guess. Yeah, sure. And then that's about it. The others are like maybe Ubers, but even then, most of these Ubers probably you don't really need that much use for defense up anyways. But sure, it would be nice, I guess. So you'll probably have a lot of metal orbs lying around. So I think it probably is fine to sell some spare metal orbs once you already put like A orbs or S orb on your Catasaurus, whatever. So then here comes the age-old question. Why does metal orb only has defense up? So I have, okay, well, when it comes to like massive damage, strong up, and resist, I think the answer is pretty clear. It's because there's not that much units that has massive damage, resist, or strong up against metal. Especially when it comes to like massive damage against metal, like who the fuck has massive damage against metal? And even if they do have massive damage against metal, do they have crit? Because Amaterasu still deals 1 damage to metal. So it's not like she's going to increase from 3 damage to 4 damage. It doesn't matter. Resist, there's also a very limited amount of units that resist metals. And strong is also the same. So the question is, why isn't there one for attack up? Well, I have a theory for that. Remember how attack orb is as flat as can be? I have this theory that I think if metal orbs for attack exist, it would absolutely break metal interaction. I think it might bypass the metal body. This is my theory. Is that if you have an extra like 100 damage from Catasaurus, it will deal that extra 100 damage regardless of the metal body ability, which is going to absolutely break metals. And I think that is also partially why there are no metal enemies that are paired with other traits. So there are no like metal floating enemies, or there are no metal zombie enemies, there are no like metal Aku enemies. All metal enemies are always pure metals. And I think it's because of that. For example, if there's like a metal zombie enemy, and then I have a unit that has like a zombie attack up, then it would deal like that extra damage against that metal, which is like pretty fucked up, right? Again, this is just a theory. I don't know, maybe if someone can like mod that in, if someone can like mod a custom enemy that has like multiple trait, and like one of that trait is metal. So for example, if there's like a special enemy where it's like red and metal, and then I put a red attack orb, theoretically this might bypass the metal body ability. BCU time, I don't think BCU would be able to emulate this, because BCU works in a different like way than Battle Cats. This has to be like pure modded Battle Cats, I think. But yeah, that's basically my theory. My theory is that it would legitimately just break metals, which is kind of funny. But hey, it's just a theory. But yeah, that is my theory for now. The other, okay, so I have two more topics, two more subtopics, I guess. This one subtopic is this is a short one. Should you remove orb or destroy orbs? Sorry, should you replace orbs or should you destroy orbs or remove orbs? Yeah, removing orbs, remember, takes away 10 NP. Essentially, if it's not S, just remove it. If it's not an S orb, just destroy it. It's not really worth it. But if it's an S orb, it's actually worth it to remove it, because selling S orb is 25, removing is 10. You're going to be in a loss if you destroy S orbs. But yeah. But that being said, you shouldn't go out of your way to fuse that orb into S orb to turn it into an S orb before you remove it. That makes absolutely no sense. If it's A, I'm not sure actually. If it's A, you might consider removing it. But I don't know. I think it's hard to say. I think if it's A in general, you should probably still destroy it. But if you feel like, man, I want to put this on another unit and I don't want to refarm it, then I guess you can remove it. Yeah, you can remove it. But if it's like B, just destroy it. If it's A, you can consider it. If it's S, absolutely remove it carefully. If it's B, just destroy it. The other, I guess, like, this is probably like the biggest question of all, which is, how do I decide which units to put orbs, or what orbs should I put on X. So I have a list of like if else here. If that unit has that relevant ability, use. So for example, if it's like Dark Laser, and Dark Laser has strong against, obviously use strong against orbs. If you have strong against orb, use strong against orbs. But also kind of like consider the tier. Like if it's only like a D tier orb, then it might not do that much. The other question is, I guess, is also like, what trait do you want to put it? And I guess it's like, it's really hard to say for that one. Generally, it's whatever. Think about whatever enemies you would usually put this on. So, for example, my Can. No. Actually, for example, Kitty of Liberty. I put talent orbs on my Kitty of Liberty, even though my Kitty of Liberty doesn't have any ability. I put B alien damage up on my Kitty of Liberty, because Kitty of Liberty deals damage, and the one main trait that I use Kitty of Liberty on is against alien, because he does barrier breaker, right? Of course, I can use Kitty of Liberty for every other traits because he's a good damager, but I'm mainly going to use him against aliens, so that's mainly the thing that you should probably think about. For units like, for example, Can, it's harder to think about because Can, you use it for literally every trait. That one, I would say it's up to you. If that unit has a multi-level mini-search, definitely consider putting an attack orb. The other thing is that if that unit has a Z-kill, consider attack orb. I say consider because there are units like Thaumaturge that deals like no damage against, that has like zombie killer and deals like no damage against zombie, which in that case, don't put attack orb. But if it's something like Volter, I would say consider attack orb because you generally want that unit to be the one that deals the final hit. Granted, Volter is a little bit funny because one of Volter's main damage source is the Savage Blow ability, but the Savage Blow ability does not increase the attack orb boost, so it's like a little bit like something to consider. But in general, I think if it's a Z-killer damager, you should consider putting Z-killer. You should putting attack up. The other one that I'm thinking about is like Cat 6 Siege Engine. Cat 6 Siege Engine is kind of like somewhat of a tanker, but you can use it to Z-kill. And in my Cat 6 Siege Engine, I put attack up on that one instead of defense up. Even though you might say that like, well, technically you can kind of use it for like tanking. But also, I think it's just good to have attack up on a Z-killer, because you would want to have as much of a high chance to deal that Z-kill on a Z-killer unit. Okay, and like I said earlier, if that unit relies on just damage multipliers in general, consider not using attack orb, unless you are using that attack orb for a different trait. I know this sounds weird, but for example, if you have Fishman, or if you have like Pizza Cat, and maybe you don't have massive damage against black orbs, which in that case you might consider, okay, what about attack up black orbs? But I will give you another choice. Have you considered putting attack up Angel on Pizza Cat? You can put like attack up Angel instead of attack up Black, and it would not really, you would not really need to consider, oh, what if like the massive damage and all that stuff, because it doesn't have massive damage against Angel. So it would actually still work for like other Angel enemies. It would still work for like Angelic Gories or Angelic Hippos and stuff like that, you know? And that being said, you might also even consider like, well, my Pizza Cat is already like really strong against black enemies. then I might as well not boost it more against black, and I would rather have it be better against angelic gories. Then, you know, yeah, it's just something to consider. There's no right answer when it comes to talent orbs, I would say. There's a lot of good answers when it comes to talent orbs, so don't be too scared of if you're not like too optimized on which talent orbs you want to put. So one example is Caxter. Caxter has... Okay, you want to know what talent orb Caxter has on his CAT, Boxcat True Form. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if he has this on. I think he has this on, but he definitely has talked about this before. But you want to know what talent orbs Caxter has on CAT? Take a guess on what could he possibly put on CAT. CAT, by the way, is a unit, is a rusher unit that deals massive damage against black enemies. You want to know what he puts on his CAT? Attack up black? Aku? No. He puts defense up against alien. And you know why? It's because at level 50, with defense up against alien, I think like grade B, CAT can take an extra hit from Puxley at floor 47. This is where one of like the funnier usages for talent orbs is that you should consider putting it. You should consider also other traits that it's not effective against, because there might be certain times where the main things that it hits, and the main thing that hits it might not even be that target trait. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The other thing I would say, for example, is like okay. The other thing is, for example, Catasaurus, right? Like obviously you would want to put like defense against metal when it comes to Catasaurus, right? But have you considered defense against zombie when it comes to Catasaurus? So that maybe your Catasaurus can take an extra hit from Dabu in March to Death. You know? It's something. It's one of those things where it's like there's no exact right answers when it comes to talent orbs. It's just when it comes to like what stages do you want to be good against, you know, stuff like that. I will unsubscribe. What do you? I think it's sensible. I think this is like completely valid. It's like you can definitely put like zombie defense up against on Kylosaurus, and it would be completely valid. You can put attack up Angel on Pizza, and it would be valid. You can put like you can put like damage up fucking I don't know. There's a lot of good things that you can put for talent orbs in general. Yeah, my point is there's no right or wrong answer. Sure, some might be more optimized than others. Sure, some is better against certain stages. But yeah, in general, I think it really depends on like a stage-to-stage basis. The more like fun application of talent orb is, like I said, for example, like what Caxter did earlier, which is that he calculated that a certain unit might only need to take an extra, a slightly more HP to take an extra hit, and talent orb is going to be that slight boost that that unit needs to surpass that barrier. And that's what I think is fun about like talent orbs in general. Because again, I'm pretty sure he only needs B orb, which again, B orbs are easy to get. So yeah, I think in general, it's a fun little thing. It's just a fun little mechanic that you shouldn't think too much about. But I think also in general, if you don't really, if you have a unit that you want to go like, this unit doesn't have a talent orb yet, and I want to put a talent orb something. But I can't. I don't know if I want to consider attack up or massive damage or strong or whatever. If you don't want to think, the easiest thing is put defense up. Defense up is like always right. Defense up is like always the safest choice. Attack up is really dependent on the unit. It can depend on like, does it have many wave? Does it have many search? Does it like depend on like the ability and all that stuff? Yada yada yada. Defense up is always right. Defense up is like always a safe choice to put on units. So yeah, I think that's the general gist of Talent Orbs discussion in general. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Any questions? Anything else that you guys think I should talk about, or any questions, or else I'll end it here. Speaking of ending it here, maybe I'll turn off the CPU and see if like Discless Solar can actually kill something. Putting up Attack Red on Aphrodite is fine. I think it's fine. Think about it again. Think about it like this. You can use that Attack Up Red on Professor A. And that's a valid usage for Aphrodite, right? You can use Aphrodite for Professor A, and I think like Professor A does get countered by Aphrodite. And this Attack Up Orb can indeed help when it comes to killing Professor A. So yes, I think putting Attack Up Red on Aphrodite is valid. Does that mean I should use Defense Up on CAT, Alien? Well, again, it depends on the stage-to-stage basis. I think it only really functions well on like floor 47. Other than that, you know, consider other stuff. What orb would you put on Ultra Talent Hime Yuri? Attack Up Angel. My Hime Yuri has Attack Up Angel. Hime Yuri has pretty damn good DPS in general, and Hime Yuri doesn't rely on multiplier abilities to work. So I think you're probably mainly going to use Hime Yuri against Angel. And Hime Yuri would also... Yeah, I think it's just good to have Hime Yuri to deal more damage against Angel. Even more so if you have Hime Yuri's Ultra Talent, because Hime Yuri's Ultra Talent have Surge, and she can deal 3 Surges at once. And like, it's not as the same as like the same level mini Surge, but I think it's still pretty good. Is it worth to put orbs on CC units? Absolutely. Put defense on. When it comes to CC units, put defense on. Defense is always good when it comes to CC units. If it's like Thaumaturge, you can put defense on like any trait, and I think it would be valid. If it's like Catley, put defense up red. If it's like Gardener, put defense up zombie. Again, you don't have to put the orbs though. You can save the orbs for something else that you might be interested on. You can also you can sell them if you want to. That's also fine. It's just that it's not really wrong to put defense up on these CC units. What units would you prioritize using orbs on? Any units that you use a lot, obviously. So if you use Can a lot, put orbs on there. You use Pizza a lot, put orbs on there. You have Thief Cat that you don't have, that you never put talent orbs on. Maybe you don't need to put talent orbs on there, right? You have Maximum Divider and you never use Maximum Divider. Maybe you don't need to put talent orbs on him, right? So in general, units that you use a lot, that's the #1 priority, obviously. If you don't use that units much, you don't have to use literally every orbs that you have. Again, you can sell them; it's still valid. What else? What does it cost 3B for 1A and 3A for 1S? Because Ponos wants you to farm. That's the simplest answer. Ponos is sadistic and Ponos wants you to farm. Should I use my S on medals for Papaluga? Will it make you happy? If it makes you happy, absolutely. Oh shit, most of my units are already dying, let's go. Oh no! Alright, all of my units die, let's go. We can finally end stream soon. Alright, I guess that's about it for now. If you have I'm probably gonna make this into a video. If you have any more questions or you can't think of a question now, you can maybe ask there. I generally try to read every comment. I might miss some, especially right after upload. There's usually like a huge amount of flood of comments instantly that I might miss. I saw someone complaining about how I heart one person and not the other, but yeah, defeat. Alright, we can finally end stream. Let's see if I can raid someone maybe? Or I'm a little bit tired. Should I even be raiding? No, let's raid. Should I raid? Should I raid? Let's see who else is like streaming. Can I put defense up on Lufaland? Probably not. Because, you know, Lufaland isn't really... the health increase doesn't really matter too much because he only has one knockback anyways. Unless, maybe if you want to put, like, Surge Immunity on your Lufaland. And then you want to make sure your Lufaland takes even less damage from the Surge. Then in that case, maybe I don't know. Maybe that could be valid? Question mark? Maybe. Okay, you know what? I'm too lazy to raid. I'm just gonna end stream here. Okay, thank you for coming to the stream. Bye bye. Remember, we have new emotes by the way. Bye bye. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'm too lazy to raid.